Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Honorable judges and beloved dignitaries, thanks for being here. It's a privilege to speak with you today on one of the most controversial issues of our time, the role of artificial intelligence in shaping our future. Artificial intelligence is no longer a speculative technology. It is already transforming how we live, work and relate to one another. But this transformation is not just technical, it is deeply social, ethical and political. What we do with AI now will profoundly shaping the trajectories of our society. AI encompasses a range of techniques, from machine learning, computer vision to natural language processing and robotics. Recent advances, particularly large-scale models like transformer architectures, have enabled machines to generate text, interpret images, and simulate narration with the increasing fluency. As these systems grow more capable, they will not automate tasks but activate human creativity, decision-making, and labor. Across sectors, it is already having an impact. In healthcare, it enhances diagnostics and accelerates drug discovery. In education, it enables personal learning and feedback. In the economy, it transforming labor markets, eliminating some, creating others, and then fundamentally changing how we think about work. But in the economy, AI can model a kind of system and optimize energy use. So we must be mindful about the energy demand of large models themselves. But with these opportunities come serious challenges. AI can inherit and reinforce bias found in their training data, leading to discrimination in hiring, policy, and lending. They also enable surveillance on a scale never before possible, raising urgent concerns about privacy and civil liberties. As mission begins to make decisions that affect our pupils' lives, we must ask who is accountable and what happens when human judgment is replaced or obscured by algorithmic logic. There are also deeper questions. As mission take the roles that once defend our humanity, we must confront what it means to be human and what should remain uniquely ours. Empathy, creativity, or ethical judgment. And in these long terms, while some warn of super intelligent system with their existential risk, the more immediate danger may lay in finding to govern these tools responsibly today. However, the future of AI is not inevitable. It will be shaped by design, regulation, and collective choices. And the developers must embed fairness, transparency, and human values into the systems they build. And the government must craft intelligent regulation, not to hinder innovation, but to ensure it serves the public interest. And because of AI transparent borders, international cooperation about to fight a race to bottom areas like surveillance. Example. So ultimately, the most powerful intelligence we must cultivate is not artificial but human. If you are wise, must listen that if you are wise, we can use AI not to replicate ourselves but to deepen our understanding, expand our compassion, and our strengthen our institutions. Thank you.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. All my dignitaries and my dear students, it's a privilege to address you in this auspicious occasion to speak about one of the relevant topics in the world, traditional learning versus the technology. So, I want to say something about that. Education is not just about sharing facts from one mind to another. It's about shaping personalities, guiding values, and preparing individuals to live responsibly in a society. Today, many people ask about should we replace the modern teaching techniques with the traditional learning method. But I firmly confirm that traditional learning method is the best option for the future of education, and let me explain why. So, first of all, we need to understand what are the power and the strength of traditional learning method. The power of traditional learning method lies in four major sectors. Traditional education has shaped great leaders scientists and thinkers for centuries. The first one is discipline and respect for knowledge. Traditional classrooms train students with patience and focus. Its power, as we all know that, in a world of constant notification and distraction, is it not discipline that will succeed us, help us succeed in long run? Exactly. And the second one, deep learning and memory. Repetition and memorization may sound old-fashioned, but they give strength to the mind. Have you ever seen a doctor or an engineer rely on Google search while emergencies or operations? Never. Strong memory and practice are vital. And the third one, the teacher as a mentor. Realize the emotional bond between a teacher and the student. Traditional educations have a vast bond between a teacher and a student. An AI cannot see the sadness in a child's face or cannot feel the joy in his success. A good teacher not only teaches a subject, he or she understands each student personally. A good teacher notices when a student is struggling, or when a student is losing confidence, or when he needs encouragement. Can artificial intelligence ever see the fear in a child's eyes or the joy in his success? Never. This is the main difference between traditional learning methods and the modern technology. And the third one, cultural and moral continuity. Traditional learning carry forward our values, literature, and ethics. It builds us. It teaches us about education. Educating is not about just earning a job or finding a good job. It's about being a good human being. It's about preparing ourselves, purifying our hearts. The key behind this, education is not about money. Parents are educating their children not to get richer in their life. They are educating them not to get struggle in the future. There's a vast difference between both of these things. And why should we? And what are the weaknesses of modern technology? Technology has its place. Smart classes, AI boards, AI tools are helpful, but sometimes they bring dangers. Quick internet answers encourages shallow learning instead of deep understanding. Students get over-dependent on gadgets and lose the ability to think independently. And flexible systems sometimes weaken the respect and discipline for knowledge and teachers. These are the main problems that technology is going to bring to the future generations. And most importantly, technology has no hurt. It cannot feel the sadness in a child's face. It cannot feel when a student is happy or not. Why should it guide us to the future? The future world will be vast, competitive, and uncertain. To face it, we need more than technical skills. We need wisdom, resilience, and humanity. And traditional learning set us for this by offering stability in a world of constant change. And to conclude, do we remember the app that we use when we think about our lives, or the teachers who corrected us, motivated us, and believed in us? This is why a true life, the best lessons in life come not from a screen, but from a teacher who believed in us. Let me conclude. Assalamu alaikum teachers may seem friends. Education has always been the stage in the progress of civilization. From the oral wisdom of ancient sages to the structured classroom of today, the knowledge has been vast through the sacred bond between teacher and student. Each year we stand in the 21st century. We are faced with the defining question: will the classroom of the future be ruled by strings and algorithms, or will it be reminded by a rooted wisdom of human educators? The motion for us, the future of education lies in a balanced model, blending traditional teaching with technology and tools. It's not a call for rivalry between past and present. It's a call for harmony. In that harmony lies the future of education. Technology has undeniably transformed education. Who can end the power of a digital library that brings the world's knowledge to fingertips of a child in a remote village who get no the potential of artificial intelligence that tailoring lessons to the pace and ability of each learner. Virtual classrooms have connected minds across continents, turning education into a truly global experience. Studies confirm that these tools increase engagement, expand access, and open door for the disadvantaged. Surely this is progress. But let us pause and ask, is knowledge the same as wisdom? Is information the same as education? Technology may provide the what of learning, but it cannot provide the why. A screen may deliver the information, but it cannot inspire. An app may track performance, but it cannot comfort a struggling child. A true education requires values, empathy, and inspiration, and these only comes from teachers. As Bill Gates himself once said, technology is just a tool in the term of kids working together and motivating them. The teacher is the most important. Even the world's most renowned technologists recognize that the education without teacher is incomplete. So what is the answer? No. Answer is balance. The future of education must not be a battlefield between tradition and innovation, but a partnership. Imagine a setting where AI tutors translate content, where teachers spark curiosity, where smart boards and AI tools provide resources, while mentors anchor learning in values and dialogues. This blended model is not just a theory, it is the most robust vision supported by both educational research and lived experience. But balance demands vigilance. The technology without human guidance risks widening inequality and reduce education to mechanical data consumption. Tradition without adaptation risks leaving students to the digital world that awaits them. The Quran calls us to be a just community, a reminder that justice, moderation, and balance must guide our approach to education. Just as much as faith and evidence must shape our practice. In conclusion, the future of education not to be set by tradition alone nor by technology alone, but by the weaving of the two into two tapestries strong enough to nurture both the mind and the soul. Knowledge without values makes education hollow. Values without knowledge without values, these communities powerless. It's clear our task to embrace the efficiency of technology and the humanity of teacher, and in that partnership to build an education system worthy of the generations to come. Thank you.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Honorable teachers and my dear friends. Today, I stand before you to speak on a subject that lies at the very heart of our collective progress, the future of education, traditional technology. This topic is not only timely, but also transformative as it urges us to reflect critically on the evolving topic, on the evolving landscapes of the education in 21st century. So, for centuries, the traditional learning has served as the cornerstone of the knowledge transmission. Classrooms, textbooks, and face-to-face interactions have defined this learning experience. This model, deeply rooted in structure, discipline, and human connection, have cultivated generations of thinkers, professionals, and leaders. The traditional learning fosters not only in academic learning, but also in emotional intelligence, social skills, and values aspects that is difficult to replicate through the machines or screens. However, we are now living in an era that is marked by rapid technological advancements. An era where digital tools are not merely supplements of education but in many cases have become the primary medium of instructions. The COVID-19 pandemic in particular accelerated the shift, forcing the educational institutions worldwide to adopt virtual classrooms, online platforms almost overnight. This transition has revealed both enormous intelligence and the inherent challenges of technological learning. On the one hand, technology has made education more accessible, flexible, and personalized. Students can now learn at their own pace, revisit recorded lectures, and access to global courses and engage with the interactive simulations that make complex concepts more digestible. Artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and data analytics are reshaping how content is delivered and how student progress is monitored. However, the technology is playing a pivotal role in democratizing education. Learners from remote areas who once faced infrastructural and geographical barriers can now access to high quality learning materials with just an internet connection. In this way, the technology holds the promise of bridging long-standing educational inequalities. Yet we must not overlook about the concerns and challenges that accompany this digital revolution. Excessive screen time, reduced lifespans, reduced attention spans, and the loss of in-person social interaction are serious drawbacks. However, furthermore, the digital divide, the gap between those who can access to technology and those without, are continues to marginalize the underprivileged communities both within and between nations. So, what does the future hold? I believe that the future of education holds not choosing between the traditional or technological methods, but in finding an intelligent integration of the two. A hybrid or blended model that combines the human touch of the traditional with the efficiency and innovations of the modern technology are desirable and practical. In this way, the teachers will not be replaced by the machines, but rather empowered by them. They will use digital tools to enhance pedagogy, to track learning materials more effectively, and tailor instructions as their needs. All while maintaining the emotional connection and mentorship that students deeply value. For achieve this, the governments, educators, and technologists and communities must collaborate to reimagining curricula, investing to the infrastructure and developing policies to ensure the equitable access to the digital education. In conclusion, the future of education is neither purely traditional nor entirely technological. It is adaptive, inclusive, and dynamic. It is a future where we honor the wisdom of the past while embracing the innovations of the modern technology. All to prepare learners for an everlasting world. Thank you. I'm concluding my words. Now Allah bless us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah. Salatu wa salamu ala ashrafil mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. Honorable juries and my respected teachers. In this golden opportunity, I am honorable to stand before you to speak on a subject that is very suitable in this future, that is artificial intelligence. Dear friends,
Alan Turing, the father of computer science, once asked, "Can machine think?" This was a question that was a machine thing. On this time, anyone can imagine this because didn't came in reality. The artificial intelligence don't came in reality. But today we are living in an era that this question are moved from our future. This question are moved from our imaginary, and it came to reality. Dear friends, artificial intelligence are not merely a component, and it was a tool. It was a specific tool. It can do anything. It can shape anything in any shapes. Dear friends, artificial intelligence we can see artificial intelligence in many types. In the field of education, economic and private sectors, and even in our all things. Dear friends, let me begin with the education. In the field of education, AI has proved many things. We have a main question that was how AI teachers teach and students learn. According to UNESCO 2022 report, AI has covered a teaching tutorial, and it provides a good thing to our future. It was showing many things to our students, and it became more necessary and more comfortable to our students. There are many inequality in our education, but in the field of education of AI, it was proving very well. There was any inequality between students in case of artificial intelligence. It can give same quality of education to all students. When a man was studying a major university, he can get the same education, and a student get a same education in case of artificial intelligence. We can see the artificial intelligence in the field of healthcare. In the field of healthcare, we can see that in case a robot can populate more powerful about than a doctor, because in the breast cancer and liver injuries, the artificial intelligence can operate it very well. Dear friends, we say the artificial intelligence in the case of education and healthcare. There was one thing also, it was economic. In the economic sector, we can see that the $1.7 trillion are given by artificial intelligence in 2020. On this time, in the economic field, the increasing of AI are very powerful, and it covers many things to the economic field. It was increasing its own efficiency, and it was increasing its own industries. Elon Musk once says that the artificial intelligence is more powerful than an atomic bomb. In this speak, we can see that AI is more powerful than everything. In conclusion, the artificial intelligence is not about personality, and it is not about professionality. It's about our direction. We are mainly focusing about the AI is our direction, and the artificial intelligence already proved that the power of artificial intelligence in the way of education and in the way of economic sector, etc. I concluded my words in the quote of Andrew. The Andrew says that artificial intelligence like an electricity, a new electricity. We know that the electricity can pass everywhere, it can do anything. Like the artificial intelligence can do anything, it can spread. In this time, it was spreading to everywhere, and in future, it give a good opportunity to all things to all people. And I conclude my words.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Respected dignitaries with distinct class and our friends. Throughout history, technological innovation has shaped nations and shifted the balance of global power. Steam engines sparked the industrial revolution, cementing the Europe's dominance in 19th century. And nuclear weapons transformed the whole geopolitics in 20th century. And now, as we advance deeper into 21st century, AI, artificial intelligence, emerges as the decisive force that will define the global influence. So today, the motion before us, artificial intelligence will determine the global power in 21st century, is not mere speculation. It is the reality unfolding before our eyes. So, as we see, the economic stand no longer rests primarily on oil or factories, but data and algorithms. As the World Economic Forum noted, AI is the data is the new oil, and the AI is the engine that defines it. United States leads with the technological giants such as Google, OpenAI, Microsoft, and Nvidia, backed by cutting-edge semiconductor industries. And meanwhile, China advances rapidly with their vast data reservoirs and state-driven initiatives, openly aim to become the global leader in AI by 2030. And this rivalry already shaping the new order of future global power. But AI's significance goes beyond the economic strength. In warfare and security, AI-driven drones, cyber intelligence, and predictive defensive system is reshaping the roles of conflict. Just as the nuclear power once served as a deterrent, the AI superiority will define the military dominance, and the global security frameworks will define the global power. Once Henry Kissinger warned that whoever will become the leader in this field will rule the world. And that statement originally about the nuclear weapon, but now directly applied to artificial intelligence. Equally important is soft power. AI algorithms influence the global narratives in social media, determining what people read, believe, and share. And in this sense, AI shapes cultures, ideologies, and even political outcomes. Nations that lead AI platforms will hold the ability to project their values worldwide. And by creating an unprecedented influence without a traditional military force. Yet, as we recognize the AI's transformative role, we must remember the words of Albert Einstein. Our technology has exceeded our humanity. So, the challenge before our global leaders is to ensure the proper governance, transparency, and transparency that guide AI, artificial intelligence developments. And now, as we conclude, the steam engine shaped the 19th century, a nuclear weapon shaped the 20th century, and 21st century will be undoubtedly by the artificial intelligence.
The nation that combine innovation with an ethical stewardship will define the destiny of this century. So, it's all. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه على كل حال. Honorable dignitaries and my beloved friends. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق الإنسان من علق. اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. This powerful ayah reminds us that knowledge is a gift from Allah, and the human progress from reading and writing to building intelligent machines is a part of that divine journey. So, with this in mind, I begin my academic talk on a topic that connects knowledge, technology, and our future. So, artificial intelligence. So first, let's discuss about artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence means creating machines or systems that can do things that normally require human intelligence, like understanding language, making decisions, solving problems, just like that. That artificial intelligence is already a part of our life. So, for an example, when we use Google Assistant or get suggestions on YouTube, that's AI. Or when bank detects fraud, or when your phone camera improves your photo, that's also AI. Okay, how artificial intelligence changing our world? Do you know that the artificial intelligence is already transforming the industries around us, like education, healthcare, transportation, and agriculture? So, in healthcare, that AI detects diseases like cancer from scans, and in in education, that the AI tools personalize learning for students. And in agriculture, that AI predicts weather and helps with planning. And in transportation, that self-driving cars are being tested. That's amazing. That's incredible. So all of these examples shows and illustrates that AI makes our life safer, smarter, and faster. Okay. Then let's discuss about the future, that the opportunities and challenges. In the future, that the AI might solve global problems. For example, that the reducing traffic or improving agriculture or curing diseases, just like that. But it brings challenges. For an example, job loss, that the AI may replace many human workers. And then another challenge is privacy risks, because that the artificial intelligence collects our personal data from our mobile phone, computers, laptops, etc. And then another challenge is ethical danger, because what if AI is used in wars or to control people? That's a big danger. We need to think about it. So that's why we said that AI must be developed with ethics, laws, and human values. So what is the Islamic perspective in this topic? So now let's discuss about the Islamic perspective in this topic. That the knowledge is that Islam teaches us that knowledge is a responsibility, and also that the Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam also teaches us that seeking knowledge is an obligation for every Muslim. So while we create and use AI, we must ask these three questions for ourselves. Are we using it to help people, to please Allah, to protect life? And if we can answer these three questions perfectly, then we can create it and use it. And one thing, that technology must serve humanity, not control it. And as Muslims, we must lead with both science and conscience. And friends, that the artificial intelligence is shaping the future, but the direction it takes depends on us. So that the artificial intelligence is not just about the machines, it's about us. It's about how we choose to use knowledge. And it's guided with wisdom, that AI can heal the sick, teach poor, and bring justice for the society. But without values, it may cause harm. Okay then friends, so let us be students who use technology with responsibility and with ethics and with faith. And we should use technology in good ways. Stay safe from its harms
and strive to be people who bring benefit to others. So students, I don't want to prolong my words. May Allah bless us in the great path. Thank you for your kind observation. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
Next call letter.
Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about the future of education. We live in a world where technology is growing very fast. This growth is changing how we learn. Some people believe technology will replace traditional learning, while others think traditional learning are still the best. I will explain both sides and share my thoughts about the future of education. First, let's consider traditional learning. This is the way most schools have taught for many years. That means students learning in classroom with teachers face to face. Traditional learning has so many advantages. Students can talk directly with teachers and classmates, which helps make understand better experience and build social skills. Then teachers can see how students are doing and help them immediately when they have questions or problems. Also the classroom is quiet and focused environment where students can concentrate on their lesson. However, traditional learning has some challenges. Not everyone can go a good school or live near one, which limits access for some students. Teachers sometimes have many students to manage, so they cannot give personal attention for every student. Then, every student learns differently, but classrooms often use one way of teaching for all students. Next, let's talk about technology in education. That means using computers, internet, and other digital tools to help students learn. The learning program can change and adapt based on what each student needs, which help make the learning more personal. Videos, games, and interactive apps also make learning more fun and interesting for many students. However, technology has some problems too. Some students do not have access to computers or reliable internet, which creates a gap between those who can use technology and those who cannot use. The learning online can also be lonely because students may miss the face-to-face interaction with the teachers and classmates. So, what is the best way forward? I believe the combined technology with traditional learning is the best solution. That approach is called blended learning. For example, students can meet teachers in person in the classroom and also use online tools for study at home. And teachers can use technology to understand how students are doing and give better help. Students can learn in different ways that suit their needs, combined personal contact with teacher resources. This balance can make education better and fair to all students. Conclusion. Both traditional learning and technology have weakness and strengths. The future of education is about mixing the two to the better education learning system. By using technology wisely and keeping human touch of teachers. We can build a better education system and that helps to students succeed. Thank you for watching.